Casino, Culture 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 Casino. Culture Casino, oh, Culture Casino, Culture Casino, Culture Casino, oh, Culture Casino, Culture Casino, Culture Casino. Culture Casino, Culture Casino,
Culture Casino,
Culture Casino,
Culture
Culture Casino, Culture Casino, Culture Casino, Culture Casino. Culture Casino, Culture Casino, Culture Casino, Culture Casino, Culture Casino, oh, Culture Casino, Culture Casino, Culture Casino.
Hey, everybody. Good morning. 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 There's a lot of you there, so I had to say good morning a lot. Oh, boy, we need to go back in times. Back in times, we have crazy stuff. In Concord was only here for a wee bit of time. I can't speak. I'll be right back. All right. I think I have remastered the English language. Well done. All right. Wow. What I needed was more coffee. Coffee is the fix to everything. But I do want to talk a bit of Concord today because I believe that it's important that we break down what actually happened to this game. It's a broken game. It's a terribly, terribly broken game. And it's no longer. This is a post-mortem situation. So, yeah. Yeah, I need more coffee. Where to begin? Well, let's start in January. I think that's a good place to begin. All right. So back in January, Concord came out, and people were, well, not really excited. One of the things I think that happened is people got very tired of this type of gameplay. And there isn't a lot of room for more of these looter shooter games. In this particular period of time, going back to January 29th of 2024, I think we should have seen the writing on the wall. And some people did. I wasn't impressed with what I had heard about a game. And this is, I think, well before we started up that game place, right, where we talk about video games. But this game was in big trouble, according to Comic Book at that time. So Concord is planned to come to PS5 and PC. It's a multiplayer game. Concord is reportedly going to be shown off in a major way quite soon, which it was. Firewalk Studios first announced Concord with a teaser trailer at a Sony PlayStation showcase event. At the time, all that was said about Concord was that it was a new sci-fi multiplayer game that was in the works for PlayStation 5 and PC. And while while fans, I should say, have had plenty of questions about the game, it seemed like we were going to learn something. And we did. The game itself was given a release date, but not as quickly as there should have been one. And there wasn't any hype for the game. I don't know anybody who was excited for it. I had seen some stuff, some things got leaked, but back in May, we finally learned more. And they had to get the hype together for it. So we ended up with a entirely wide announcement that revealed what the game was going to be, another looter shooter. That happened back around May, as I said, May 30th. And we got the announcement that it would be available August 23rd of 2024. There were still other games that were entering the field that people were interested in. You had, at that time, a very terrible game, The Squad Kill the Justice League, which wasn't what it was supposed to be. In fact, it got delayed because they changed what they originally intended to do with that. And if you recall, that was announced back during the global crisis at the fandom or whatever they ended up calling that thing. And it looked interesting. It was a compelling idea, but it didn't resonate with anybody. And then when it released, the more we heard about that one, the worse it got. At least in this case, when it came to Concord, people had to wait till it seems like the very last minute. Nobody bought this game. There was no early purchase. In fact, I think gamers have figured out that pre-sales on video games are bad because nobody's getting what they ask for. But according to this thing, which comes directly from the PlayStation blog, Firework shared an in-depth look at what the gameplay was. And here it is right here. Not sure if you'll be able to... Oh.
Free gunning. It's hard work, but it's our work.
There you go.
And we don't take it for granted. being a free gunner means, well, you're free.
Right on target. Yeah, you better run.
Free gunners have a shot at making something of themselves. A chance to be someone.
Okay, so the game had some interesting ideas, but there wasn't anything that was special. And at this point, it almost feels like PlayStation, Sony. Um, Maybe they don't know how to promote their games. I think that's the thing that's happened. People don't know how to promote their games. Again, we'll watch a little bit more.
Need a second to fix myself up.
Now, when you have characters that are big in a game like this, it may not be nearly as interesting because you now have this giant. You're going to get smoked. You're going to get wrecked. Um, your hitbox is huge with a character that size, so you were going to have a disadvantage when you were going to play something that big. There were a lot of ideas that may have been interesting, but the only character that looked halfway decent is this one, this Lennox character. So we actually come to find out through the open access beta and then the free beta that there was many broken things about the game. There was also a lot of political agenda stuff that existed and really created more disinterest. You're not supposed to have that happen. You're not supposed to make it look worse when you're releasing the game. Ultimately, after less than 2 weeks, they pulled the plug. Last night I made sure to capture what I think was the last bit of what was left of people watching the game. So I grabbed this before the end arrived. Concord ended up with nine people, 9 players. The highest it ever had on Steam was 660 people. It's possible as many as 25,000 people actually looked to play this game. That's it. They knew they had to get rid of this, and they're really hoping that you all forget when it comes to this game. They want you to forget how they were rah-rah with the politics, with the agenda, with the neo-Marxism. And this is where we're at. Right here. Wild stuff. So we probably need to move on through what else was going on with Concord and with the people that were starting to push something else that I don't think a lot of people are going to be interested in playing. True story. But let's say hi to each and every one of you. We've got some wonderfully generous people out there like Ruby Hoove gifting a bit of Culture Casino cash and a membership. That's right. Thank you for that. It's joyful. Ruby Hoove, Wow, generous with 10 Culture Casino cash saying Hoove says hi. He's on a 9/11 remembrance ride today. My goodness. He will watch later. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. I love the replay. If you're watching the replay of this, let me know in the comments. Say replay gang. That would be great. Let's see. Lots of people showed up. I appreciate it. Weatherman, Rachel Moliere. We've got Dice out there. Q2 Cast TV, and many, many more folks. We actually have Snortopupus Q Burr in the house. What's up, Snort? Good to see you. Juliet, hello. Tastier back in the 80s. What's up? We've got Little Mouse out there. Good to see you. And Dr. Megatron, what's up? Carl Singh, it is a happy Saturday morning indeed. Tom is in the house. We got Gabby out there. Good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's see. What's up, Putin's cat? And yeah, we got Cynthia. How you doing? Tobias is in the house. You didn't like Beetlejuice 2. All right. This is going to be one of those films that it's going to be like 50-50. There will be people that love it, and then there will be people that don't love it. And that's a shame. It's not a perfect film. It's not a great film, but I enjoyed it. So there's that. It was just a lot of too slow. Let's just say it was just too slow to begin with. Yeah, I had to have a reset. Apparently I needed coffee or something. Judicon, what's going on, Judicon? Hope you're doing well. JB's Spooky Reviews in the house. There's the lovely Penny. Hello. What's going on, Joseph? Hope you're doing well. Low spec Linux laptop. And Cyrano, how's it going? Yeah, the game is just broken. I'm not done. I have more. We're going to talk more about this. I think it's going to be the focus of today's abbreviated show because after this, we have the Salty Nerd podcast this morning. That should be a lot of fun. Hey, what's up, Liberty Hall's cat? Good to see you. Mark Fields. We got Princess Fiona in the house. Can't wait for Fair Games. And believe it or not, we're going to talk about that game. You can't wait for it. Look, it's the next big failure. Again, it for whatever is going on with PlayStation now, they're really destroying their studio. It's crazy. We're literally watching, and it's not just Sony. Let's be fair. It's not just them. There are a lot of companies that are destroying themselves. That's just the only way to say it. I think I already said hello to Penny, but I'll say hello again. There's Captain Fandom Nerd in the house. Be mo better, because you got to be mo better. And let's see. Let's grab some of the super duper chats out there. Mark Fields for 5 Culture Casino Cash says, I would love a good old classic RPG. Me too. And the graphics don't have to be great, maybe on the level of Super Nintendo. Yeah. And I hope you're doing well, good sir. I'm doing the best I can, my friend. I am going to be rather busy, but I get to hang out with you. It makes everything wonderful. And I did manage to get about 4 hours of sleep. So, yeah. Weird night last night for sure. Weatherman sends a buck. That's right. $1. $1 make you holla. Thank you very much, my friend. And Liberty Hall's Cat gives a Culture Casino membership. Thank you for that. That's very generous indeed. Indeed. There's that. So let's get back to the fact that it took forever for them to get the game out there in front of people, giving them an option to play Concord and give it a try. And it didn't resonate with anybody. Nobody cared. Nobody showed up. There wasn't anything original. And it was just plain. One of the things that was pointed out was that it was lacking some form of originality. I think it was pointed out by other people. Spencer was very clear in describing the lack of originality that the game had. But he's not the only one. John Trent did multiple articles about how poor it all was. I think all of the makers of AAA games are going to have to step back and evaluate what they're intending to release, because there aren't going to be all that many people that are going to be fired up about, well, anything at this point. What's weird is a huge future failure is right around the corner. I mean, literally. We have Fairgame. Because after Concord gets shut down, gamers are taking aim at an anti-capitalist game. Well, I mean, that's part of the story. And it's, I mean, that's not the real problem with the game. As it does have all the agenda built into it. But at the same time, it suffers the same kinds of problems. There's nothing unique here. It's an interesting kind of a heist game, maybe, but it feels like, what does it feels like? Feels like Watch Dogs. It feels like a ripoff or like a reboot or a new evolution of Watch Dogs. It's crazy. So Haven Studios, which was acquired by Sony, is going to release Fairgames. It doesn't offer anything new. And I think that's a real problem. Creative director Matthew Leduc described the game as a fresh, modern take on the heist game. In a nutshell, this is a thrilling, competitive heist game where you join an underground movement to rob the ultra rich and rebalance the scales. Okay. Fairgames will give you an opportunity to break the rules as a modern day Robin Hood. A thrill seeker, or just someone who wants to collect cool loot. Trespass inside forbidden locations around the world, fill your pockets like a kid in a candy store, and unravel the nefarious plans of untouchable billionaires. He also made it clear that the game was pushing inclusiveness. All right, well, we know where this is coming from and what will what will be rejected by gamers. Every member of our team shares our vision to create welcoming and inclusive multiplayer experiences that glue communities together. This shared enthusiasm is the driving force behind our heist fantasy, excuse me. Uh, how it really encourages you to work together in crews to plan and execute epic heists in the style and fashion you want. Well, there you go. So, Manga Lawyer, who does say some great stuff all the time, identified Fair Games as the next target of the growing gamer boycott against woke games and their developers. He wrote, "Don't worry, Concord. The memes will stop soon. The next Sony exclusive flop will be Fair Games, the ultimate Zoomer AAA." I think that's true. And in a subsequent post, he mocked the game's official description: "Welcome to Fair Games, your chance to rob the rich and rebalance the scales. Fair Game is a competitive modern heist game where you team up to break into exotic locations and steal the cargo." Corpos are laughing at you with Concord 2 and the new PlayStation game telling you to eat the rich. They think you're dumb enough to support their anti capitalist message while they take in endless profits. They deserve every layoff, as do their executives. And it goes on and on. I mean, manga lawyer has been at it for quite some time. You can check that out here. This is all the responses, though. The reaction to this game. I mean, this comment here, developers are definitely sweating buckets. Yeah, there won't be anybody playing this game. And I'm okay with that. I really am. I think it's unfortunate that these corporations just went diving into this divisive political narrative. And I think ultimately they're going to pay for it. PlayStation, Sony is going to get knocked down a peg or two and maybe even drop below Microsoft. Yeah, I mean, Fortnite's a little different. The hitbox is different sizes, but the for this, I mean, I can't imagine that with something that big, you don't have a different size hitbox for Concord. But lots of games are just not well done. They really are. The modern gaming is garbage, which is why people are playing games that are 6 years or older at this point. Angela Richter celebrating 13 months of membership. Wow, thank you very much. Morning Culture, hit the like button. Thank you. Yes, please do. Lick the like button, indeed. Um, Carl says, the worst part of this game is that I watched a side scrollers video yesterday on what the original designs of a couple of the characters had been for Concord before the final version that was seen. Yeah. Yeah. If they had kept those designs instead of whatever was shown in the trailers, man, the game could have sold well. Note, I said could have, but it won't be as popular compared to other games like it. No. And it's the other same problem with this other game. This next flop, this next failure, this Fair Games, as it were. I don't know. We're in a weird place. We're in a very weird place. Yeah. Um, Rush Hour 3 really took a while to take off, but once it did, it was hilarious. See, there you go. And kind of how I feel about Beetlejuice. But again, everybody's going to have a different opinion. Um, but yeah, the film took too long to get a follow up, a sequel. I think 36 years is maybe the issue. Will you get a mirror one day and say romper stomper domper doo? Tell me who tell me who I will see today. Will have a fun at play. I see Dice Media Group and Penny. That's right, I do see you guys. And yeah, you know what? This is true. I mean, the cheap money, the almost free money to borrow, is really the whole problem, and the people that are in charge, and thinking that there's an easy way to get an audience. No, you've basically ditched your entire audience. So, Hampton's at a volleyball game. Awesome. Cyrano, 2960 for 2 Culture Casino cash, says sleep. What's that? Yeah. Tell you what, after I'm done with Salty Nerd Podcast this morning, I'm going to take a nap. True story. And Eric K., the master of mod, the mensch of wrenches, and my good friend, I hope he's in a quick recovery because he's the man. No, not plain. It was ugly, says Cybercant. Yeah. Yeah. Hey there, nearsighted Cyclops. Good to see you. And Fiona's correct. It doesn't have to be original, but the characters must be compelling for this type of game. Nobody wanted any of these weirdos. I heard the gameplay was clunky too. Yeah, I mean, look at the people who played it. There are plenty of videos out there, people trying to give it a shot. Same thing with the terrible Star Wars game, right? Which I really wasn't going to talk much about today, and mostly just wanted to focus on Concord. But Star Wars Outlaws is doomed. We got so many videos coming up over on that Gameplays channel. Um, things are surprising. Hey, Gabby is back. Wonderful. Zombie Box, what's up, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Check out Zombie Box Reviews. Great channel over there. And a good mod. All right, let's get to some of the other supers that you guys sent out. I want to say thanks for that. You're really keeping me awake. We got Biggles Mets. What's up, Biggles? Biggles is cool. Says Robin Hood stole tax money back from the government. The rich is the government. Clearly. The devs, yeah, and they don't know anything. You're right. You are absolutely 100% correct. Quick reminder, you can actually put a thumbs up next to any of the super chats. It actually helps. It counts as interaction, and it lets YouTube know and understand that you want to see more stuff on the channel, and hopefully introduce new people to the channel. So thanks, Biggles. You're awesome. Mark Nichols for 5 Culture Casino cash says, I watched Andrew's breakdown of Dr. D's potential lawsuit fodder. Yeah, I think Twitch is screwed. Yeah, fascinating. Yeah. I think last night I was watching that before I went live for the late night show last night, that I Think I Can Help, which is now unlisted. But I think he has a point, and I'm with it. I think that Twitch is in big trouble. I think the fact that they didn't lock down the employees that really needed to keep their mouths shut. I think a lot of people that had whatever authority that they had made some terrible mistakes. and it's going to cost Amazon money because that's who owns Twitch. So there you go. Is that good, bad, different? I don't know that it matters. Twitch seems to be a platform that is stagnant at this point. So there's that. Hey, Jen, what's up? Good to see you. We got some other stuff going on. A lot of people don't understand the concept of wait to make a statement until you have all the facts. Yeah, and I think that Doctor Disrespect deserved that, right? Deserved the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes you want to have an instant response on some stories. I don't cover them until there's more information. I'm not sure everybody realizes that, but there are things that I see people jump on awfully early that definitely are going to get traction as a creator. So you want to be first, but sometimes you just have to report things. In this case, reporting what is going on versus having an opinion about it, um, you probably the people who were out there talking about it probably just should have reported what was going on and leaving their opinion to the side for a minute, because I think Doc was able to kind of break down what happened and continues to illustrate that there was nothing illegal that was happening. There's going to be some financial ramifications here for the people who went out and, threw this all together. Um, I think it's going to be interesting, but I'm going to tell you, I think initially in his response to it, once he returned, I think he had like over 50,000 people watching him live on YouTube. Yeah, Space Dave's in the house. It's good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's going the right direction. Yeah, the Lauren Chen thing. I mean, that's an indictment. The people that were doing reporting on this, including all the major news outlets, kind of took shots at everybody else, though, that were being supported by LC's group, whatever that company was, which came out of nowhere, Tenant Media. But, you know, people like Tim Pool and others, they didn't know. Everybody who was there was kind of an arm's length situation with a contract. The people came out and basically said, hey, we didn't know. So if you are reporting on that, you could say that those people were the victims. And that's not how that was originally reported, because they're trying to hurt those people. But at the same time, I've been offered sponsorships for stuff and I haven't done them. You guys sponsor me. You guys give me super chats. You guys build up the membership. You guys get us to that 1,000 members number. That's all you. And I appreciate you very much for that. But that is my sponsorship. I don't need stuff. I'll only ever advertise the things that I believe in, or the things that I'm actually doing. Whether it's beach punk or any of the hair and body and beard products that I'm going to be releasing, which has been much harder than I even anticipate, because I won't sell anything that isn't, what I would consider valuable, worthwhile. I think that's important. And, Jeff, I agree with you. There definitely was still a way of wording what he was saying that was still kind of weird. But um I think it's better to be careful when you don't have everything in front of you. You have to get the facts. Putin's cat says I can sponsor any legal product, probably, but I'm just very careful. I don't want to promote something that I don't believe in or utilize. Like if somebody wants me to play a video game, um, I'm not going to give them a fake opinion, which is what I think happened with the Star Wars Outlaws game. I think people got bought off. You know, I mean, everybody wants a vacation, right? Hey, what's up, Hillis Mallory? Good to see you. I was going to post my pick in the HCast group, but I don't know if you check it often. Yeah, I do. Just post it in there, dude. I'll grab it. I'll grab it. Um, we'll have hopefully the new season intro will be complete and it'll be amazing. And I'd love to have you in there. So do that, and I will. I'll grab it from you. ESG vacation money says Apex. Yeah. Uh, Ghost Fixter says, "Good morning. I'll be going to work in an hour or two. Awesome. I'm working right now, but I'm not going to work much longer because while I love being here and hanging out with you all, and this will be an abbreviated show, I get to go somewhere else in about an hour and 15 minutes, which is Salty Nerd Podcast, and I hope you all show up to hang out. Oh, hang on. Okay, man, why am I having allergies? It's crazy. What also is crazy is just where Sony seems to be coming from to get back to it. All right. Um, I really think it's nuts that Sony doesn't realize they have plenty to work with. This article blew my mind. Um, yeah, day before yesterday, because Sony CFO makes bizarre claim that the company does not have enough original IP. That is so not true. Sony owns a boatload. The problem is that it relies on traditional gamers showing up. That's you and me, and they don't want to promote that. So Hiroki Totoki, the financial chief over there at Sony, shared that he does not believe the company has enough original IP as it attempts to completely overhaul the company from a consumer electronics company to a global entertainment company. Well, I don't think that's true. Sony controls so much different IP, whether it's gaming or television or film. I mean, just from video games alone, it's got a lot it can do. If they went back to the first two Watch Dogs game, those games, they could do a lot with them. God of War. There's a lots out there. So there was an interview with the Financial Times, and the CFO shared this: whether it's for games, films, or anime, we don't have that much IP that we fostered from the beginning. We're lacking the early phase of IP, and that's an issue for us. I don't know that that's true. One of the ways in which Sony is attempting to correct this perceived lack of original IP is through co producing Japanese anime productions, whether through Sony or its subsidiary Crunchyroll. Okay. Crunchyroll president Raul Perini told the outlet, given the constraints within the ecosystem, there is an opportunity for various companies, including Sony, to see if there is a way to add additional capacity, bring additional talent, and potentially leverage digital technology in the creation process of anime. This is Ghost of Tsushima. Sony has a ton of IPs which it owns, whether original or not. Their subsidiary Sucker Punch created Ghost of Tsushima, Infamous, Sly Cooper. Another of their subsidiaries, Naughty Dog, created Jax and Daxter, Uncharted, and The Last of Us, um, and even more. The company owns the rights to Spider-Man, one of the largest IPs of all time. In fact, it's the basically direction for all comics, and has created a number of films based on the characters, villains, and supporting cast. I mean, whose image is on Marvel Comics? It's Spider-Man, you know? Sony also owns Firesprite, which developed Horizon, as well as Bend Studios, which created Siphon Filter, Days Gone, and Resistance Retribution. It also owns Insomniac Games, which created Resistance and Ratchet and Clank. It owns God of War, SOCOM, Killzone, Warhawk, Medieval, MAG, Bloodborne, and more. So they're in their early phase. I think their problem is they're destroying their original IP. I think that's the problem. It's not a lack of IP. Let's see what you think. Let's see what you all are thinking. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. I'm going to attempt this. It's Laden Kafaliev. There you go. I think I said that right. Culture Casino needs to play Cuphead. Why not? Hey, Rogue Thinker's in the house. Good to see you. Trying to scroll here. C-suite types are often ill-informed and or simply dishonest. Well, yeah, I mean, that's Sony right now. Nearsighted Cyclops is getting rained on. Yeah, and Biggles is correct. They have plenty of IPs. Crazy stuff, right? They've put them on the shelf. Yeah. True story. Thank you, Eric K., for promoting the amazing, the incomparable Salty Nerd podcast. Hey, late night with Cap. What's up, JT? JT Gunn. Did this happen before Amazon owned Twitch? Nope. Amazon has owned Twitch for a very long time. A very long time indeed. Hey, Mexican Iron Man is here. My biggest fan. He's been a member for 39 months. Amazing. Tastier back in the 80s says, is Sony racing Disney to see who can flatline themselves first? Yeah, I think so. And Ram Bam is correct. Naughty Dog destroyed themselves. Neutered dog. I love that. I love it. Thanks for being here, Donovan Bradford. Good to see you. And Service Vero. Hey. Ho ho. Have a great day, Mark Fields. I hope you're doing well. Get some resets. That's right. Take advantage of the wonderful weekend, folks. Angela's out of here. Gaming today. Yeah, it's nuts. I think we're going to have to add to live shows on that game place because there's lots to talk about now. It's the gaming is the next entertainment thing that they're going full gear at. It's a real problem. Hey, Jill. Mexican Iron Man. That's right. Here we go. Here's the most important thing of the day: the member chat. Watch live as Culture faces Mexican Iron Man live. The twist: this isn't a game because Mexican Iron Man has a shooty thing, and Culture has a plastic spork. What fun! This sounds a little more violent than normal, Mike. It does. First person shooter casino, huh? All right. Weatherman says, "Oh, or they're just being greedy." Maybe, Weatherman, but I think it's more than that. I don't think it's just greed. I don't. I think they are trying to force people to accept these narratives and to change their opinion on everything. And I just don't think they're ever going to find this modern audience because there really isn't any such thing. And people are turning it around on them. They're rejecting it. They're walking away. I can go back and play the older games. I enjoy those much more than anything new being made. Drinker's disobedient canine. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Drinker definitely had the right idea. Hey, bad take, Bojang. How you doing, Tina? It's good to see you. Well, Mike is upset that Disney is not getting him his dividend or growth in stock. Man, Disney's up and down. They artificially lift Disney up, and it still loses money. Evil Ramen says, "Modern audience, LOL, can be made to be anything." Well, right now it's being made to be a loser. A loser. Have fun, Luke. Thanks for being here. Luke will be my guest next Friday on the post-flight show. Little Mouse is like, time to get my old systems on eBay. Here's a piece of news. I don't know if anybody saw this other than me, but GameStop is actually going back to old consoles and old games. So it looks like you may be able to find them there, believe it or not, Little Mouse. So if you go looking for that, maybe your GameStop is going to have old consoles and games. So there you go. Dr. Megatron is in the background, just listening. Yeah. We were up late last night, but yeah. Nearsighted Cyclops says modern audiences trend chasing. It is bad in movies and worse in gaming. Want your game or movie to disappear in 5 years? Put too much current day in it. Yeah, I mean, it has. This is the problem, right? Is that if you lean too far into politics or a particular idea like this, you're gonna be as relevant as a month old mayonnaise that is left out of the fridge and left open. People don't want that anymore. There's television shows that do this. There's films that do this. There are games that are doing this. Nobody's going to go back and touch those things in the future. You can actually find an Atari kind of thing that has all the games built into it. There's some of those consoles still out there in the world. I forget what they're called. Holy cow. Mark Nichols gifts 10 Culture Casino memberships. My goodness, Mark. Thank you. That's very generous. In fact, you all have been wonderfully jealous here. So I'll say thank you. Thanks for the cheddar.
Man. man, that's some sweet cheddar. Guys.
Thank you for the generosity. I appreciate it. And so do those 10 new members. Wonderful. Wonderful indeed. Mr. Ozio says, I've still got my Xbox 360. Spent many hours playing SF4. Yeah. I have all my old consoles. The Nintendo 64 is in a drawer right over there. Maybe I'll dig that out and get one of those converters so I can like do gaming on it. I think it'd be fun. Jeff L. Pearson, what's up, buddy? Jeff says, I like Retro Arch for a front end for most of the emulators. Well, there you go. Morgan King is in the house. Hello, hello. Hello, my friend. Hello. Good to see you. Hampton, good to see you. You donated all of yours when you moved. You crazy person. Gory-eyed beast. I'm a member? Yes, you are. Hey, Jan Monroe. Well, folks, this unfortunately is the abbreviated Saturday because I have to get ready and eat breakfast and be all excited for Salty Nerd Podcast, which is coming up in 1 hour. The Automagic redirect is set up, so hopefully you just go over there, hit the notify me button, and watch some of the videos I dropped on Friday or Thursday. I think I dropped like a bunch of videos on Thursday. Do check those out, and I just want to say thank you for the incredible support from you all. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya.